The video you are about to view was made with an audio that was produced a little less than a week ago. Since then, there have been multiple developments, including the threat of legal action by one of those that will be mentioned in this video, as well as a new exposure video which is now available on my alternate channel, which will be the link down in the description box. The video will be the link down in the description box. So after viewing this video, or while viewing this video, please click on that link and watch that 8-minute video. Please make sure that you like and subscribe this video and share that 8-minute video in the description box. Again, please make sure that you share that video, in that 8-minute video, in the description box with everyone. Also, for those of you brothers who watch other content creators, I would like those of you who have connections and the ability to do so, because I'm usually just here in my own little world. Like I said, the only other black male content creators I listen to with frequency are David Carroll and Akwesi, and David Carroll's the only one that posts regularly. If you could somehow either get me in contact with by giving me an email, or letting the following brothers know that I'd like to talk with them directly. Boyce Watkins, Organic the Illionaire, and Tommy Sotomayor. Simply because these brothers, while I do have some disagreements with some of them, they were also accused of things by this fraudulent female who I was pre-warned a year ago is very good at playing a victim, which of course we know most black females are. So again, guys, click on the link in the description box. It's only an 8-minute video, but it speaks louder than the 4-hour long video rant that I did prior, which has now gone semi-viral. And now the female mentioned her troll minions are trying to get flagged down, which is funny because I never originally intended to have it on YouTube in the first place. But that's a story for another, that's a subject for another video. And also, if you could get me in contact with Boyce Watkins, Tommy Sotomayor, and Organic the Illionaire, the other brother who made a video exposing this clown, I'd appreciate it. Thank you. Enjoy this one. Hello YouTube. I felt like it was very necessary, it is very necessary to address two recent issues which have come up on both this channel and my alternate channel, where I released the Paris Milan exposure video a few days back, as many of you are aware. Now, let me say at the off start that I wanted to make this video yesterday, but shit got in the way. I got busy, and I had a lot. The reason why I'm saying that is because I had a lot more zeal, I guess you could say, for producing this video, meaning I was a lot more fired up about addressing these two bimbos and these two issues as a result of these two bimbos than I am today. But I felt like, even though I'm really not in the mood, this is something that has to be addressed, and I'm hoping to get this out of the way because there's a video that has been in the making for 6 months, close to 6 months, about 5 months. Let me see, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. Been in the wings for about 6 months that I've been waiting to produce about this Florida hood-ratted bimbo that, just like with the Paris Milan situation, I'm gonna have to dig into my ancient archives and dig up that video to produce that content. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get this out of the way. Now, to bimbo number one. As some of you know, some of you may have noticed, and some of you may not. Recently, there was a troll who came on to my videos a couple of weeks back, just randomly, and she began waddling around in our manosphere. The troll went by the name of Penny Proud, and for a couple of weeks I gave her the privilege of having what I call an idiot pass. See, because as I've told you guys on many occasions, I don't waste my time anymore. I used to, but I don't waste my time anymore on idiots. In other words, when somebody comes to my videos or even comments underneath a comment that I left on somebody else's videos, I don't waste time with them. I just cuss them out and I block them. Now, if they're on my channel, I cuss them out, I block them, and I delete them. But what I decided to do with this particular female, and I'm going to explain why in a moment, just bear with me. I decided to give her an idiot pass. I told her it was a troll pass, but I was being nice. And the reason why I decided to give her an idiot pass is because I recognized her from most other black female and black simp trolls that come to share their toxic waste in the comment sections of my videos, which I normally don't waste time with. I noticed her from about 7-8 months back when I noticed the name and the avatar, which I just found out yesterday she stole from a popular cartoon. I actually thought that was original. I knew the cartoon of the little animated girl wasn't, but I thought Penny Proud was, something she came up with herself. Just goes to show you that black females can never really be original. They always have to steal somebody else's creativity or go knocking around, interrupting someone else's, producing of content because they have nothing better to do with themselves but be obnoxious. So I recognized Penny Proud from about 7 or 8 months ago. And I recognized her from back when I was getting into it with the likes of Egypt Ann, aka the Egyptian Troll, and her morbidly obese sidekick, Sansaray. I'm sorry, that's right. Sansaray, Egypt Ann was Sansaray's sidekick. And both of these females, because they were mad that I made videos about them, even though Egypt Ann started fucking with me, again, after what happened last year for no reason. They got mad because they found out that I had made some videos ethering them pretty harshly on one of the alternate platforms that I used called BitChute. So they took it upon themselves to partner up. And in all fairness, before this even happened, okay, both Sansaray and Egypt Ann were getting into it with Minister Jap. Egypt Ann had got Jap's channel terminated, from getting her minions to troll flag his shit down. And I found out about this because she kept bragging about it. And I made a video calling her out. And at the same time, I got on to Sansaray through watching Egypt Ann's bullshit, bragging about messing with Minister Jap. And so I made a video about both of them and put it on BitChute. They decided that they didn't like the critique that I was doing of them on BitChute. So they banded together like they did against Minister Jap, and they launched this campaign. Some of you were around back then and you recall this. I was very active at the time on BitChute. I was one of the most active people on BitChute. They launched a campaign to try and pull the same shit that the likes of Crystalline Karazin and Ugmone 56 or whatever the hell her name was, and Sophia Nelson pulled on YouTube over there. Egypt Ann's ambitious plan was to get my channel removed on BitChute, the alternate platform that claimed to be a alternative to YouTube's censorship crisis that was going on at the time, as many of you are aware. So Egypt Ann, in all of her insanity, she made, multiple videos. She averaged about 10 videos a day. And that particular night, she called herself declaring war on me. And as a result of this, she got her minions, and their big idea was they were going to go black, meaning they were going to go silent on YouTube, and they were going to commit all of their time to doing two things. And those two things were trying to dox me, meaning find out information about me in order to identify who I was so they could put it out there for public consumption, and to get my channels on BitChute removed. Now, I laughed about the doxing part because, as I've told many of you time after time after time, I came to my senses. I've actually been doxed several times before, not on YouTube, but on other platforms that I've been a part of, including chat forums and gaming servers and stuff like that. Other websites. I've actually been doxed before. So, back then I was young and dumb. I came to my senses about this shit a long time ago, and I pulled all of my identity off of social media a long time ago. So unless somebody who personally knows me, and there's no bad pictures of me anyway that I've taken and put up, but unless somebody knows me, nobody's gonna know who the fuck I am. I am highly confident of that. Okay, and even if they did, I don't give a fuck. What the fuck are you gonna do about it? So I just laughed at the doxing part. That didn't faze me one way or the other, because I know most of these idiot hoes on here don't know how to hack. You know, they don't have, you know, even though Sansa Ray claimed to have some degree in computer science, I knew she was just talking out of her ass. Most of these people, they don't have the know-how to hack. So the only thing they can do is try to find, you know, social media or some type of personal information, or go to one of those websites that claim to sell people's information, which actually should be illegal, but that's a subject for another video, and try to pull up some shit about you. But since I'm under a stage name and I don't have any pictures of me, I took my Facebook down long time ago, took my Instagram down long time ago. I knew they would. I told them, good luck. Maybe you will find something, but good luck. I knew that was, the chances of them doing that was slim to none. But when it came to playing the victim and going to BitChute's legal team, well, they have an email set up that they claim it's called BitChute Legal. And you go there and you file complaints and stuff or whatever. They actually went and they found information about the owner and the service provider of this BitChute platform. And they went there doing everything from spamming BitChute's Twitter to threatening lawsuits that they couldn't afford and didn't have, to playing the victim, you know, talking about stuff that I was doing to them, right? And BitChute, this platform that claimed to be such a defender of free speech, almost buckled under pressure. They almost buckled under pressure and gave in to these whores. Some of you guys, you remember the war room. Some of you brothers remember the war room. It was a battle. I was, you know, we were going at Egypt Ann, getting her shit flagged down, and at the same time, you know, trying to defend mine. You know what I'm saying? And I told y'all one of the times, I said, man, these motherfuckers at BitChute, these hoes, they got these people over at BitChute scared. You know, I was talking to what I'm pretty sure is the owner, one of the co-owners of BitChute, directly in email. And, you know, I could hear in his responses that he was shook. He's probably a white guy and he has no experience with these females, but they were playing the victim card all the way through. And he almost buckled under their pressure, I could tell. And he almost took my channel down over on BitChute. That was when, if you scroll back on my videos, you will see this for yourself. That was when I decided, between what had happened in March of 2017 on YouTube with these females pulling that shit over here, and what almost happened on BitChute, okay? That was when I realized that black men needed to get their own video sharing platform. And I went on a 3-day Black Men Control What You Say tour. Y'all remember that? Those of you who were back there. And that's when I made the case, okay, on 3 different platforms: GK to Sigma Male, GW3 Extreme, and Obsidian. And I think I ran my own live stream as well. I made the case across 4 brothers' live streams that black men need to get our own shit. And that would put in motion the events that led to Black Avenger TV. And we're going to talk about that a little bit more, not in this video, but a little later on down the line. But the reason why I'm telling you this is because I said all of that to say this. This is where I remember this serial troll heifer Penny Proud from. Because I specifically recall seeing Penny Proud, and see, she didn't notice, but I do. She thought she was coming here to play us on our turf when she showed up at random 2 weeks ago, not realizing that I was playing her motherfucking ass. Because I specifically recall seeing Penny Proud in the comment section of Egypt Ann, not only co-signing with everything she was saying, but openly admitting that she was willing and in the process of participating when they went black over there And remember, y'all, I used to do that too. You know, I guess Egypt didn't call her whack self coming up with her own version of the war room. When we went black and, you know, I stopped making videos and we went behind the scenes doing shit, they was doing that over there on their side. Penny Proud was willingly participating in trying to get my shit flagged down. Okay? But see, that's been so many months ago, she probably forgot about it and she thought that I forgot about it. I saw her in the comment sections, co-signing when Egypt then called black men monkeys and apes and coons. Okay? Co-signing when she said dox me and go over to BitChute and had him get my shit taken down. I saw Penny Proud leave several comments in Egypt Dan's videos. But she thought all that shit was in the past. So she thought she could come her punk whack ass here to my channel and pretend to be our friend, you see. But see, what she doesn't know is that I'm smarter than the average nigga. And I'm sorry, y'all. This is a fact. I'm not bragging. I'm not bragging. I have seen the intelligence level of a majority of you niggas. Okay? And I know while some of you are very sharp, I'm smarter than most of y'all. And if you want me to prove it, I'll prove it. Okay? Just hit me up on email. We can have a back and forth. I know I'm smarter than a lot of y'all. Now, of course, I'm not talking about my audience. You know, you brothers, you know, most of y'all are pretty sharp. There's some of y'all a little slow, but most of y'all are pretty sharp. But I know I'm smarter than a majority of Negroes. I'll take that shit to the bank, nigga. Okay? So when this female thought she could come here and fuck with me, and she thought she was playing me like I thought she was my motherfucking friend. And I tried to give her a warning. Heifer, I know who you are. Y'all remember that fucking movie with Jennifer Love Hewitt many moons ago? I think it came out in the early 2000s. I Know What You Did Last Summer. It was some stupid horror movie. I know what you did last spring, ho. Because I was there. Looking at the comments. You didn't think I saw your name amongst all them other black men hating, demonic, toxic whores. But I saw it. Yeah, I did. And you thought I forgot about that. But I know who you are. I know what you've done. I know what you've tried to do. So I played the date. And some of you brothers, you know, you were leaving me private messages and commenting me, you know, why are you putting up with this fool ass troll? Why don't you just get rid of her like all the rest of them? But what I didn't want to tell anybody because I didn't want to give it away. But I did. I told her. She didn't believe me. She thought I was playing. I told her I'm studying you. I'm monitoring you. Because I do believe in the notion of at least temporarily keeping your friends close but your enemies closer. I was waiting for her to slip up and all the while gathering material to prove to y'all one thing, something that I've been trying to tell y'all time after time after time, and what even I, the great Brian motherfucking Solonge, had to learn the hard way with my last relationship. All the while telling y'all to look out for the very same trap that I fell for again. And that was, you can't trust these hoes. I don't care what comes out of their mouth. I don't care if they look at you and smile. I don't care if they throw up a black power fist and they say they're on the black man's side. I don't care if they appear in a video smooching on and hugging on a black man that they call their boyfriend or husband. Yeah, that's right. And we're going to get to that in a minute. That's the part for the other bimbo. We're going to get to that in a minute. You cannot trust them. See, I never trusted Penny Proud in the short time that she was on my shit. But I was waiting for the right time. You know, she was picking, you know, doing her little she was doing her little typical trolling, you know, stuff. But I knew that I had to find the right time to expose her for the enemy of all of us black brothers that she was. To show that she was as much of a snake today as she was 7-8 months ago when she was on Egypt Ann's videos talking shit, co-signing with all that lunacy, insane shit that Egypt Ann was talking to, up to and including doxing and trying to get my channels taken down on an alternate platform. She's a snake and she thinks she's slick. I saw in her videos that another brother had blocked her before, and you have to ask yourself the fundamental question. You have to ask yourself the fundamental question. Why would a black female who endorses swirling interracial relationships, talks shit about black men, co-conspires to get black men's channels taken down? Oh yeah, Penny Proud was back in 2017, probably part of those flagging parties of Ugmone 56, Crystal and Kerosene in the bunch. Oh yeah. Why would she want to be within anywhere of a black man? You know why? I'll tell you why. Because in real life, no man, black or white, is tapping that. And by that, I think y'all know what I'm talking about. See, let me explain something to y'all. You notice how the startling difference between now and how it was during the YouTube purge between like March of 2017 and earlier this year when they were just flagging fucking anything. You notice how much more quieted down it's gotten? That's for a couple of reasons, but one of the reasons why it is because a lot of these females, they've either found something better to do with their time, to occupy their time that they're more interested in, or they found somebody to hit that. Somebody's tapping that ass. And, you know, y'all know what I think about Christianity, of course. But there is a particular scripture in the Bible that talks about the idleness of a human being. And you know, it's nothing to be taken from the fact of me admitting that while I do think Christianity overall is a bunch of bullshit, there are, as within any book, you know, any book that tells, you know, of fables and tales, there are some truths and some valuable points in the Bible that can be used as life lessons. That scripture that says that if a man or a woman is not building up, they're tearing down. The idle mind is the devil's workshop. Now, I don't believe in, you know, other dimensional beings like the devil. But I do believe when a motherfucker is bored and ain't got nothing better to do, okay, they bitter, ain't nobody paying attention to them, they're going to go out and they're going to start seeking attention. Perfect example, the son of Sam. Back in the 1970s, the serial killer. The Jewish serial killer, to be exact. You notice how David Berkowitz, they never referred to him as Jewish because he was Jewish, you know, and it's not a good thing to paint a Jew as a serial killer, even though that's exactly what he was. He was the guy that was going around with the Bulldog 44 Magnum, and he was going around shooting young couples that were making out in their cars in New York City. Yeah. Why was he doing that? He was doing it for the same reason why the likes of Penny Proud and these other females do what they do, coming on our shit, fucking with us, you know, worried about what a black man is saying to them in a video. Even though they claim that they're stepping out and exploring their options. If they're so successful with men of other races, why do they keep coming back to us? If even just a troll. They do it for the same reasons that David Berkowitz did what he did, going around gunning people down in their cars while they making out with their significant other. Because they ain't getting none and they're bored as living fuck. It's just the truth. It's just the simple truth. Everything in life follows the path to least resistance, including stupid motherfuckers. But see, unfortunately, for a moron, Brian Solonge is very cagey, I think you could say. I'm usually on to you, even if I don't say nothing. Oftentimes I don't. For example, I know that there are brothers that listen to my shit that are double agents. Oh yeah. And I know exactly who they are. I don't say nothing. And I haven't said anything. I'm just waiting for them to slip up and make a mistake that I can screenshot and that I can expose to show them as the fucking frauds that they are. I don't say nothing. There's a lot of things that I notice online, just like off, that I don't say anything about. See, Penny Proud thought she was being slick. She came here talking about she studied psychology or some shit, or she has a certificate in psychiatry or some bullshit, and she want to come here to help black men with their mental problems. This right here shows you that this person is not being serious, because the biggest group that has a mental problem in the fucking black community is the black American female. If you want to help somebody, with a problem with going bananas, you start right there. You can't start anywhere else, okay? You can practically start and end right there. When you consider that 70% of our fucking households are ran by black women, there are women in my family that are batshit crazy. They'll never admit it. I won't call them out for it, but it's the truth. Okay? So if you fix the women and their sanity problems, you fix 70% of the problems in the damn black community. You don't think there's not a connection between 70% of the prisons being full of black men and 70% of the households being full of black women running them? Come on, son. Come on. But Penny Proud thought she was going to come here and she was going to trash our space. Or as this one light-skinned bimbo said a while ago, Bomb Cherry, our area. And she was sorely mistaken to think that I was her motherfucking friend. I was going to let her do that. See, brothers, you true brothers, y'all thought that I was, just getting a kick out of this. No, I'm always looking out for you. At least on my shit. I'm always looking out for you. I am the protectorate, obviously. I am the protector and the watcher over of my shit. So, of course, there may not be a sign on the fence that says beware of dog, but I guarantee you, any trespassers come in this motherfucker, most of them are going to get bitten from the upstart. But some of them, I'll let them, lure in and find their way, crawl over the fence. Let them get a little closer before I bite their fucking head off. But I'm ready. Now, you got to ask yourself, what got Penny Proud banned? See, you brothers, this is why I say that I'm smarter than the average Negro. If y'all recall, and how could you not recall, for Christ's sake, it's the most successful video I've had in a very long time. I released a video about sex dolls. I released a video about sex dolls as being an alternative to particularly black men, but men in general, to human women and the problems that we face to, dealing with the human female, particularly the Afro-American female. Now, I was sincere in everything that I said in that video. Everything that I said in that video. But for those of you who think that I just woke up that day and thought, oh, let me release a video about sex dolls and how I would rather fuck a plastic bimbo than a real life bimbo and put up with her shit. If you think that was my only motive, was my only intent, you're sorely mistaken. See, what I wanted to prove to the likes of Penny Proud and a couple of the other idiotic females and simps that I banned after that video, and you even heard me in the beginning, I let you guys know, and most of you didn't even catch on to that. I said in the beginning of that video, go back and watch it. I said, somehow I know that there's going to be a lot of blocking of trolls and idiots over this video. And I was damn right, because I blocked nearly half a dozen of them. Penny Proud included. Penny Proud especially. See, I made that video, and I would have got around to making it at some point anyway. But I decided to produce it and release it when I did because of Penny Proud. Because I knew that a lonely, bitter, obnoxious, insecure, low self-esteem, pathetic individual like her, on her last leg of sanity and civility, I knew that releasing a video telling her while openly communicating with her, when she knows and I know what she's about, she's trying to pretend like I don't know, and her thinking that we're friends, and her being cynical about it. For me to release a video saying in so many words that, oh, I would rather fuck this plastic trick than you any day of the week, I knew that would light the fire in her. It was bait. It was bait. Bait and switch, baby. And she bit down on the bait, and I hooked her ass. Immediately, she came out of that little shell that she called herself being undercover in, pretending to be on the side of black men. And immediately, go back and look, I haven't deleted the comments yet. She started attacking black men, talking all kinds of shit about what a black man has to be to sleep with a doll like this, and black men are serial killers and homosexuals and unimaginable bastards that won't amount to anything. I knew she was gonna do that because I know who the fuck she really is. You see? So now that Penny Proud is sitting on the sidelines and she has to find another black man's channel to go and troll and try to manipulate and fuck with them until they get tired of her and block her pathetic ass there too. I just want to send a public service reminder to anyone else who thinks that they're smarter than Brian Solonge. Include some of you niggas that claim to be my supporter, but I really know you're a fucking double agent fraud. Not the least of which because I've seen comments that you've made in other places, and I know your history on YouTube. You can think you're smarter than me, but when the balloon goes up, we'll see who's holding the short stick. Be careful, don't slip. Like that Instagram meme, while you're lurking, try not to press that like button too hard. Now, I found, the irony of these females who think they're slick, it's so thick you could almost choke on it. In the midst of looking into a situation with this other bimbo that I'm about to bring up. This other bimbo produced a video in which she showed a screen of her private messages. And in her private messages, I caught Penny. I wouldn't even have this information if it wasn't for the other bimbo I'm about to tell y'all about. And y'all know from the title, if you're paying attention, who I'm talking about. She showed her private messages. And she was trying to make another point that didn't have anything to do with Penny Proud. But in her private messages, she showed that Penny Proud was leaking information to her. And that Penny Proud was a double agent. And that Penny Proud was trying to get some shit started again between me and Paris. Not that I care, because I'll burn her ass up. But I'm just saying. It's just unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable to me, not what happened, but how so many people could be easily manipulated by fools like this. Where me, I see right through the bullshit, even before I get the evidence. Now. To bimbo number 2. Of course, I'm talking about the abominable Paris Milan. Now, as I've told you guys, I made a video about this individual a few days ago. It went semi-viral. And the promotional videos went semi-viral. And so did the main course video, which, as you know, was 4+ hours long, went semi-viral as well. Thing is, that video, I had no intention, none. I had no intention of putting that video on my alternate channel, but thank God I have alternate channels, because something happened where in the midst of trying to upload that video on my Black Avenger TV channel, the alternate platform for black men only, it wouldn't upload because it was such a huge file. It was like 4 gigs. So I had to give up after a while. Eventually I was able to get it over there with the help of the good brother that created Black Avenger TV. But I decided that I couldn't wait any longer because I had already been waiting 3 days. After it took me 3 days to produce the fucking video, it took me another 3 days to get the shit uploaded because, you know, things kept failing. So I went ahead and I uploaded it on an alternate channel, and to my surprise, you know, eventually it may get flagged down, but so far it's still up on my alternate channel on YouTube. Now, I actually am both glad, but I also kind of regret putting that video on YouTube, even though at the time I felt like I had no other choice. Because I know some of you brothers may not be aware, but since I put that video up, the traffic is still going to it, and either Paris's fans or just these pro-black simps are showing up over there, and the comment section is lit with the precise example of why the likes of me, David Carroll, Akwasi, even Tommy Sotomayor call a majority of you niggas dumb. There are people over there that are defending Paris Milan's BS, talking about my 4-hour long video where I showed y'all email correspondence, where I showed y'all screenshots of comments that she made in both my video and her own videos, where I showed you audio of things she said admitting to being interested in and exchanging numbers with white guys, that was all discredited and meant nothing. They said the 4-hour video, nothing. And you know what's so incredibly funny? Most of these dumbass Negroes that was talking shit, most of them, I bet, didn't even watch half an hour of the fucking video. But they will come back and talk about how 4 hours of video didn't prove anything. So I came up with all of this damning evidence that I put together for y'all in 4 hours. And these dummies are talking about 4 hours of content prove nothing. See, and this is exactly precisely why I hate to keep going over this, because it literally is like beating a dead horse. This is exactly precisely why the black community can get nowhere. Because you know what I realized? Niggas, from the people that they enlist, the people that they enlist as role models and leaders, to what they invest their money in, niggas want to stay dumb. They want to stay poor. Poor and dumb. That's the everyday average Negro's MO in the year 2018. They want to appear rich and smart, but it's obvious that deep down they want to remain dumb and poor. I quite literally could have released a video of Paris Milan in a video with a white guy, and people would have been saying that I was lying. Just like these conspiracy nutcases talking about September 11th was a government conspiracy and rockets hit the building, even though you could see 2 motherfucking planes run right into the fucking towers. It's just unbelievable how thick some people are. You have 2 different types of idiots. You have people who are delusional and they really do believe the bullshit that these fraud artists are feeding them. And then you have people who do have sense. They see what they're seeing, but they don't want to believe it. So they turn the other cheek. They turn their face. Pretend like what just happened, the evidence that was presented to them, just flew right over their head, just flew right by, like a taxi or something. Because they don't want to believe it. And so you have a combination of this commenting on that video in that alternate channel. While it's still up, go check it out if you don't believe me. So, among these comments, there was a simp who went by the name White something. He came there and he left a comment, and he said, in so many words, "You're wrong." This was the one that caught my eye, because I'm pretty much, if that video stays up long enough, I'm pretty much just going to go over there and just cuss everybody out and block them like I normally do. I just haven't gotten around to it because, like I said in the beginning of this video, I've been going through some stuff. But I went over there and, browsing through the videos, the comments, I saw one comment that stuck out to me more than any of the other ones. It was this fool who left a comment with a link to a unlisted video that Paris Milan put up a couple of days ago that she actually streamed. And in the video, the comment, what caught my eye was, this fool said, "You're wrong. Paris Milan isn't a swirler. She just proved it by the last video that she put up." And I clicked on the link and I looked at it. And in this video, Paris Milan she's making a video about some random shit about her birthday, and she's going out to celebrate, and she's talking to some guy in the background, and turns out it's a black guy who apparently is her boyfriend or somebody that she's dating or fucking or whatever. And so I look at the video, I look at the comment sections, and I see these Negroes talking about, "Oh, y'all look so cute together. So glad to see you with a brother," and some of the people are responding to the comment with the link in my alternate platforms video, where I had a 4-hour ether video of her, and they're commenting underneath what he commented with that comment, and they're talking about, yeah, so it's true, she was innocent until proven guilty, and this proves it. This proves that she's not a swirler. When I see this, the only thing that I can think of is that, I don't know if y'all recall, but there was this famous photo of this little Chinese boy standing in front of a fucking army tank on the side of a road during that whole Tiananmen Square thing that happened back in the late 80s in China, for those of you who are history savvy. And he's standing there in front of this tank. And you know, the reason why that photo was so fucking captivating is because half of the world that saw it thought he was suicidal and wanted to die. But the other half thought that he thought that standing there, he had some kind of human or psychological power to stop those tanks from moving and rolling over his ass and turning him into red toilet paper. And when I listen to these dumbass fools, and I'm trying to control myself, y'all bear with me. I know this is YouTube. I'm gonna control myself. I'm not gonna get too far out of line. But when I hear these Negroes talking about just because Paris Milan produced a video, which, oh, by the way, was the only video from what I know of her ever showing a black man, her being with a black man, okay? And just so happened to come a few days after I released a ether video to her, which I know everybody's been alerting her about. But this video of her with this Negro, the only video of her with a Negro, just so happens to come 3-4 days after I released my video. And this is somehow supposed to prove that she's not an ex-swirler. Even though the term is ex-swirler, not current swirler. Just because she's with a black guy now, that's supposed to negate the fact that not only does she admit to handing out her number to this white guy and speaking with him extensively over the phone and in the car when she said she was driving Uber because she thought he was part of some famous band, which means she was looking to gold dig off of him. But in another video, which I also wish I could have downloaded before she took it off, and I know why she did, a few days ago, I was randomly watching one of her videos because I was looking for any possible material when I was in the midst of producing that exposure video, the 4-hour exposure video. She admitted that not only did she give her phone number out to this white boy, she gave her phone number out to multiple white boys, and she texted them back and forth. Now, gee, I wonder what they were texting about. This is the same female who admitted that she auditioned for an adult film director, that she claimed she didn't know was an adult film director. The same female who seems to have this unusual inner knowledge of the porn industry, stuff that I didn't even know about, and I do my research. This is a female. There's a picture of somebody who looks just like her, and we're not gonna go into that on here, but it's on a certain website that we're all familiar with. But yet somehow her being with this black guy, who, yes, admittedly probably is her boyfriend, proves that she's down with the brothers, and she always has been, and she hasn't dated interracially or done anything with non-black men. Again, too many of you Negroes are like that picture that caused the question mark. Because it's like, are y'all really that dumb? Or do y'all just not care? You know, I thought I had it figured out, but you know, now I'm starting to wonder. I really am. I'm starting to wonder. You know, it's like I'm thinking that maybe these brothers, because I went through that phase before that. There used to be this female on YouTube that went by the name Dasney57 many moons ago, right around the time that Tommy Sotomayor came on the scene in like 2010, 2011. And she used to make these videos about how she loved black men, and you know, she would do this exotic dancing and stuff. And at the time I thought she was a very attractive black female. And also at that time I started to notice the whole bed wench trend. And you know, I was desperately on YouTube as a simp ex-simp back then, looking for, there were so many girlfriend boyfriend tags of black women with non-black men. I was looking for any hope that, you know, there must be some true sisters out there. And I came across her shit. And years later, after I forgot about her, I came back across her videos. And while I didn't see her with no white dudes, This was the same female talking about how she practically bend down and worship black men that was on here talking trash about black men, about how black men, you know, wasn't this and wasn't that, and you know how black men need to get their act together. And you know, now I can laugh about it because I realized she was never like Penny Proud. She was never sincere anyway. She was just like Penny Proud and Paris Milan trying to get attention, right? But when I listen to these Negroes, I can't help but thinking, are these Negroes, you know, do they actually believe the crap that's coming out of their mouth? Or do they want to believe something that they know isn't true, so they just turn their fucking head when you know, the truth roars its ugly head? It's hard to say. It really is hard to say. The other thing that's funny, and I'm going to get off of here after this, is that Paris Milan called herself calling out Boyce Watkins. I saw that video by accident while trying to revisit the video where she had this black dude that seems to be completely clueless because he asked in the video why he can't see anybody while she was live streaming. So he doesn't know anything about YouTube or live streaming or nothing. I don't know where she got this Negro, but you know, he looked like one of them typical types, if you know what I mean, you know, the hood type of dudes. And I get a feeling that she's controlling and manipulating him, you know, or she has the potential to control and manipulate him. You know, I know she's not going to want anybody that she thinks is on her level. You know, that's not the type of dude this is, but that notwithstanding. Now, the other thing, I accidentally, while trying to do some research on that, I accidentally came across this video where she was calling Boyce Watkins, and a lot of people play with his name. They call him Moist Watkins and some everything else. She was calling Boyce Watkins out for allegedly being, you know, a scam artist, and you know, enlisting people to help him, I guess, do stuff on his YouTube channel and with some company that him and his brother or something run, and then not paying or compensating them. And Paris Milan claimed to be victim to this. Keep in mind, Paris Milan was a virtual nobody at the beginning of the year. Okay, she was getting into it with the likes of me, but then Tommy Sotomayor put her on by you know, putting her content out there. And you know, that drew more attention and traffic to her channel. And so somehow Boyce Watkins, you know, he got a hold of Paris Milan, and I guess they collabed together or something. And Paris Milan claimed that you know, he didn't pay her $180 or something like this, and he's done this to other females, including one who's suing him now. And I couldn't help but laugh because she was talking about how, you know, we need to stop. One thing we need to stop doing in the black community is enlisting all of these older black people who pretend to be on our side, but just, you know, want to use us for their own, you know, agendas and you know, gaining profit for themselves and their families. And I'm thinking to myself, hold up, isn't that what you're doing? Pretending to be pro-black? Acting like you weren't going after white guys, or you know, at least handing out your number and openly communicating with them and dating them and trying to gold dig off of them. But now all of a sudden one of them betrayed you or hurt your feelings, and now here you are trying to pretend like you're on our side. Isn't that what you're doing? Being a fraud? The same way y'all claim that the Phil the Advice Show and Boyce Watkins are doing? That's pot calling kettle black. But of course we know Negroes do that all the time anyway. Hey, hence Cynthia G. So she was talking about Boyce Watkins, and in addition to, you know, just laughing at the at the hypocrisy of, you know, her being the pot that's calling the kettle black, I also noticed a trend with her with, you know, attacking Boyce Watkins. Now, what's being said, you know, I don't watch Boyce Watkins material. I never have in any big way. I think in the whole time I've been on YouTube, I may have watched 2 of his videos through and through, and it was by mistake. You know, I was looking for something else. You know, I know the brother's very well spoken. I know a lot of black male YouTubers don't like him. I know him and Cynthia G, they've been cool, or they were cool at one point. I didn't even know him and Paris Milan had a falling out. I know Crystal and Karazin, she's called him out, but then that's strange because David Carroll's called him out, and they're as polar opposite as the fucking night and day. So, I don't really know what to say about Boyce Watkins. I know he has a pretty popular following, but I will say this, whether the allegations against him scamming people, work for no pay are true or not, I will say this. Paris Milan has a track record, and this is not just because of what I say. If you watch that 4-hour-long video rant that I did, you saw that I showed screenshot evidence of other people commenting who worked with this female off of YouTube, for production companies. Okay? She has a track record, like most black females, of playing the victim when it suits her. Okay? And you have to ask yourself, because she attacked me, and she called me every name in the book when I first exposed her. Some of y'all remember that. Back in January, I think it was. Okay? No, that was late December of last year. I take that back. She went back and forth with Tommy Sotomayor. Now she's telling people not to trust Boyce Watkins. You have to ask yourself a legitimate question. This black female claims to be for black men, and she's showing herself with a black man now. Why is it the main people that she's bashing and the main people that she's attacking and claiming to be a victim of and threatening to sue and insulting and talking down about are black men? I'm going to let you marinate on that. Thanks so much for listening, guys. Stay woke, stay aware, and remember, most of you niggas, some of you are as smart as me, but most of y'all ain't smarter than me. If you think you are, just ask Penny Proud. Talk to you later, guys.
One by one, I check them all.